what if you lost your job tomorrow? Not, what if you got laid off in 2 months and had time to prepare? Tomorrow morning, the email arrives at 9 a.m. Your access is cut by 10. Could you cover your bills for 3 months, 6, a year? 37% of Americans can't even cover a $400 emergency without going into debt. That's Federal Reserve data, 2025. The standard advice is 3 to 6 months of expenses. You've heard it 1,000 times. It's the generic answer, and for most people it's wrong. The real answer depends on 3 specific numbers. Numbers most Americans never calculate. Numbers that decide whether a job loss is a temporary setback or the start of a debt spiral that takes years to escape. I'm Maya, and in the next 9 minutes I'll show you exactly how to calculate your real emergency fund number, the one that fits your life, your industry, your family. There's also one specific number most Americans get. Catastrophically wrong, the same number that nearly broke Linda's plan when her company started layoffs last year. We'll get to her in a few minutes, because 3 to 6 months of expenses isn't a plan, it's a guess. Before I show you the formula, let me kill the most. Expensive myth in personal finance. The standard advice says save 3 to 6 months of expenses. But here's the question nobody answers. 3 to 6 months of which expenses? Your full budget, including your subscriptions, your takeout, your weekend trips? Or the basics, the things you actually need to keep your life running? Most people do the math wrong from the start. They look at their monthly income, multiply by 3 or 6, and panic at the number. If you make $6,000 a month, 6 months of income is $36,000. That feels impossible. So, most people give up before they begin, but you don't need 6 months of your income. You need 6 months of your essentials. That's the first number. Number 1, your essential monthly expenses. This is rent or mortgage, utilities, food, insurance, phone, transportation, minimum debt payments. That's it. No streaming services, no restaurants, no shopping, no travel. If you lost your job, those would be the first things to go. The average single American's essential expenses are about $3,800 a month. 4. A family with kids, around $5,400. But your number is your number. Pull up your last 3. Bank statements. Add up only the must-pay items. That's your true monthly survival cost. And if your essentials are higher than the average, if you live in Bay Area, New York, or any high-cost city, that's not a problem. It just means your number is bigger. The math doesn't change, just the result. Most people are surprised. Their essential expenses are hundreds of dollars less than they thought, which means their emergency fund target is hundreds of dollars less than they thought. Now you have your first number, but here's where most people stop. They take 3 to 6 months of essentials and call it done. That's the mistake, because the right multiplier depends on something most advice ignores completely: your real life. Number 2, your job risk multiplier. A teacher with tenure does not need the same emergency fund as a freelance graphic designer. A dual income household does not need the same as a single mother with one income. Here's how to think about it. 3 months of essentials, if you have a stable salaried job in a low-risk industry like healthcare or government. Your spouse works too. You have other safety nets. 6 months if you're a standard salaried employee, single income household, mid-risk industry like marketing, tech, or hospitality. 9 to 12 months if you're self-employed, freelance, commission-based, a single parent, or in a high-risk, high-volatility industry. Most working women fall into the 6-month category. Most single mothers fall into 9 to 12. If you're not sure which category you're in, ask yourself one question. If I lost my income tomorrow, how hard would it be to replace it? Easy and fast. 3 months, doable but slow. 6, hard and uncertain. 9 to 12. There's no shame in being honest with yourself. The whole point is to plan for your reality, not someone else's. And if your job feels safe but your gut says save more, listen to the gut. Better to have it and not need it. Now the third number, and this is the one that broke. Linda's plan. Most Americans get this number completely wrong. They underestimate it by half. And when they do, their emergency fund runs out months before they find new work. Number 3, your real recovery time. This is how long it actually takes to find a new job in your field in this economy at your level. Bureau of Labor Statistics data, 2025. The average American who loses their job spends 5 to 6 months unemployed before finding new work. But that's the average. Some groups take longer. Women take 6 to 7 months on average. Longer. Recovery time, statistically. Workers over 45 take 8 to 10 months. White-collar tech and finance workers in the layoffs of 2024 and 5 averaged 7 to 9 months. Whatever the standard advice told you, the real recovery. Time in 2025 is longer than people think. The job market changed, hiring slowed, severance got smaller. So your recovery time isn't theoretical, it's data. If you're a 30-year-old single woman in marketing, your recovery time is probably 6 to 8 months. If you're a 47-year-old single mom in tech, it's probably 8 to 10 months. If you're a freelancer, your recovery time is whatever it takes to rebuild your client base, which can be 12 months or more. Now you have your 3 numbers. Let me show you what they actually mean. Last year, Linda watched half her marketing team walked out of the office on a Tuesday morning. Boxes, security escort, the works. Linda kept her job, but she came home that night and ran the math for the first time in her life. She had 4 years on this earth, an 8-year-old daughter, and a number she had never calculated. Here's what she found. Number 1, Linda's essential expenses are $3,200 a month. Rent, utilities, groceries, daycare, car insurance, phone, minimum credit card payment. Number 2, Linda is a single mom in a tech-adjacent industry. That's medium to high risk. Single income, sole earner. Number 3, recovery time for women in marketing in 2025 is about 7 months. So Linda multiplied her 3 numbers, $3,200 in essentials, times 7 months of recovery. Her real number was $22,400. The standard advice would have told her to save somewhere between $9,600 and $19,200. For Linda, that would not have been enough. Not even close. Most of those colleagues who got walked out that Tuesday, they took between 6 and 9 months to land a new role. If Linda followed the standard 6-month advice, she would have run out of money in month 5 with a kid, with no income coming in. Instead, Linda had her real number, $22,400, built up over 2.5 years of saving. And it gave her something most Americans will never have. Time to make the right next decision. Not the desperate one, the right one. This is what an emergency fund actually buys you. It's not just savings, it's options. It's the difference between accepting the first lowball offer because you're scared and waiting for the right role because you can. It's the difference between staying in a toxic job because you have to and walking away because you don't. It's the difference between charging an emergency to a credit card at 24% interest and just paying it. Now I want to address the question I get more than any other on this topic, the one that stops most people from ever starting. What if I have credit card debt? Should I save or pay debt first? The answer is both. In a specific order. Build your $1,000 starter first, then attack your debt aggressively, then come back and build the rest of your emergency fund. Why this order matters. If you skip the starter and put everything toward debt, the next surprise expense, the broken car, the medical copay, the unexpected vet bill goes back on the credit card. You make zero progress. You stay stuck. The starter buys you a buffer. The buffer is what makes debt payoff actually stick. Now let's talk about how you actually build this. Because nobody gets to $20,000 overnight. You get there in stages. And each stage protects you more than the last. Stage 1. $1,000. This is the starter, your first goal. And here's something most finance creators don't say. If you have $1,000 in a separate savings account right now, you are already ahead of 50% of Americans. 1,000, that's it. Federal Reserve data, half the country can't cover a $1,000 emergency without borrowing. So if your starter goal feels small, it isn't. It's the line that separates a financial emergency from a financial crisis. If you can save $50 a week, you have $1,000 in 20 weeks, about 5 months. That's where everyone starts. And if 5 months feels slow, remember this. The 50% of Americans who don't have it never built it. Slow beats never, every time. Stage 2. 1 full month of essentials. For most women, that's $3,000 to $4,000. This is where you stop relying on credit cards every time something goes wrong. The car, the dentist, the plane ticket home for a family emergency. Stage 3. 3 months. Now you're in the $8,000 to $12,000 range. You could survive a short layoff, most short-term, emergencies, a medical event with a high deductible. Stage 4. Your full number. Calculated using the 3 numbers above. For most women, that's between $15,000 and $25,000. For single moms, $20,000 to $35,000. This takes time, 2 to 4 years of consistent saving. For most people, that's normal. The point isn't to rush. The point is to never go backward. One last thing before we close. Where you keep this money matters a lot. Most Americans keep their emergency fund in a regular checking or savings account at a big bank, earning 0.01% interest. If your emergency fund is $22,000, that account earns you about $2 a year. $2. There's a much better option. Same money, same access, 45 times more interest. We're going to break it down in detail next video. For now, just make sure you have your 3 numbers. Pull out your phone, open the calculator, run the math. Once. Number 1, your essential monthly expenses. Number 2, your risk multiplier. 3, 6, or 12 months. Number 3, your real recovery time based on your industry and your situation. Multiply them. That's your number. Write it down. Tape it to your fridge. Set a savings goal in your bank app. Most people will close this video and forget the number. Within 10 minutes, 3% will run the math. Today, if you're going to be in that 3%, comment your number below. Just the dollar amount. I read every one, and it tells me what to make next. Subscribe, and I'll see you next Friday. Same time, same channel. Real numbers, no hype, no products to sell you. Next video, where to actually keep this emergency fund. Because the difference between 0.01% and 4.5% over $20,000 is more than $1,000 a year in free money that you're not getting right now. I'm Maya. Your future self is counting on you. The emergency you can't see is the one that breaks. People, the one you can survive is the one you planned for.